What up? What up?
What's up, baby?
What
Both
up?
bros in the house.
We in the house. Let's go.
Yeah. Or more
We
like
even got-
in the camp.
In the camp.
In the camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle camping over there, dude. He's not like
No,
that.
I ain't camp.
You ain't camping like in Call of Duty or something like that?
Call of Duty. Shoot. Yeah.
Camping?
Just get spawn camping. Nah, ain't
Spawn
none of
camping
that.
over here, dude.
Actually,
Ain't nothing
kind
wrong
of
with that.
because like I actually when I was driving here today, I actually went to the Chargers actual training facility first, and I was like, whoop, that's the wrong facility there. So yeah, like I saw all the buses all set up over there. I didn't see any players because they were covered by the buses and stuff.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You try to go over there and get that Staley coffee, dude. What is it?
Oh yeah, I should have the BSL baby.
The
Yeah,
BSL.
BSL. I bought one for
Yeah.
Staley. I hope he drank it, man. What's
Yeah.
up, dude? I
Yeah,
paid
hope
for
so.
that, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to Staley, dude. Bull Bros hooked you up with a coffee, dude. Come on, now.
Yeah, that's right.
Well said, Aether. Well said.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
right.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
That's funny.
GTR,
All
man.
right.
Let's get it. Okay, so
Let's go, baby.
Kyle is at camp, and we got some slides ready to go. But Kyle, give us a real quick recap of camp, what happened today, and what we should expect tomorrow. By the way, we are doing a video today, and we're going to do a video tomorrow. So
Right.
and Kyle's going to be, he's the feet on the street, so let's
right.
talk a little bit about it.
Yeah. So today, in a lot of ways, was kind of like people should not feel that fear of missing out for today because there was literally nothing going on today. Like, I mean, they did practice, but they practiced on the far field, so we couldn't see anything. But the reason why is because they're actually doing the skirmish game tomorrow, full pads and everything. So offense versus defense. So tomorrow, and it's a tomorrow night thing too. So they wanted to keep the front field nice and tidy, and so it's not going to be all messed up and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be pretty awesome, and it's going to be at nighttime, like I said. But the only thing that I did see that was kind of good is that number one is that Trey Pipkins was on the field and he was actually doing a little bit of warm ups, getting some wiggles out.
Okay.
So maybe they're going to play him in the skirmish tomorrow. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. J.C. Jackson was, of course, he was not in anything. He had tennis shoes on, didn't do anything. They're just still nursing that knee a little bit, trying to warm him up. So my guess is like he's probably not going to play in the skirmish because they don't want to chance it with him, But I would say that the other positive thing I saw was that Max Dugan actually had some actually good throws in some of the drills. Because that first week it seemed like he was throwing some ducks out there, but he had some pretty solid accuracy. They were doing some like target practice drills, and he was sinking them left and right. So I was like, okay, he's got the accuracy that we need, for sure. But hey, I did see some drills. Herbert throwing deep balls. Saw Easton Stick throwing some. They were all throwing some balls. It was good in that regard. But like there really wasn't much to see from the fans in the stands point of view.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
they're
kind
just
of a
saving
bummer,
their
though.
bodies for tomorrow. They're saving the
Yep.
field closest to the fans tomorrow. Just kind of keeping it a little bit more lighter. I think today makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Exactly.
why put yourself in harm's way at all at this moment?
Yep.
So that's good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Good. Okay, so
good times.
awesome.
Always.
So Chargers looking good. Defense is looking good. Offense is looking. By the way, I would say this from the videos we've talked about all week. The offense and defense are both looking good. Like it's kind of a tit for tat, right? I think iron sharpens iron is what I keep hearing like a million times over from everybody. So it's been pretty exciting to see that, right? So
and I think Josh Palmer even chatted, or Joshua Palmer even talked a little bit about that he said, hey, there's quite an evenness going on with this team right now.
Yeah.
Both sides are doing what they need to do, which is great to hear. You're only going to make your team stronger and stronger and stronger if you're competing against each other. If you have a lopsided type team where your offense looks great in practice, but your defense is terrible, I mean, you're going to be like, wow, this is not going to be a good looking season, I think, on our defensive side. But it's great to hear. You hear about some of our defense even doing a great job of stopping the run. And, Morgan Fox even talked a little bit about that this week. And he's like, look, that's a massive emphasis on this defense this year. So, and we feel like we're getting better at it. So,
Megan Fox,
No,
what's
that's
up,
awesome.
bro? Woo, Transformers.
Hey, hey, she's single now. Like I think her and Machine Gun Kelly like have cut ties. So
Man,
hey,
that guy's a clown too. He's a weird looking dude.
Shoot
bro.
your shot, bro. Shoot your shot.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna slide into her DMs. Ain't no thing.
Man, she's crazy. She's crazy. Like a bunch of cats inside a bag, dude. Like, just come on now. About as crazy as that, dude. She's a nutbag.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers.
Hey, the crazy hot scale. It is what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all know that. Y'all know that video. Come on now.
Yeah. You know that.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about some? So we got some slides for you folks. And again, guys, I don't know how long we want to make this video today, but we are going to talk. What?
GTR, man, swoop.
Oh, you slid into her DMs early, dude. What's going on, bro? Not cool. Not cool, bro. Damn.
Oh, you lucky son gun, man. Shoot.
Man, the early bird gets the worm, right? Is that what the saying is?
Yep.
That's funny.
Well, why don't we talk about a blast from the past, folks? Because a lot of people keep talking about this man right here, dude. Mr. Don Coryell. What's up? Air Coryell.
Yes, sir.
Air Coryell.
Oh, man. And I mean, it's exciting. Like I don't know, dude. This could be like Air Coryell 2.0.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It could be. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm hyped, dude. Like, I think it could be absolutely incredible this season with the Chargers, right? So I don't know. Like, I'm excited with you guys. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys want to talk about specifically. He get obviously inducted to the Hall of Fame. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts in the chat as well, folks?
The thing about Don Coryell, man, and that polo right there reminds us of our grandpa. I swear he had that same exact polo, rocking with that polo all the time. But, it's the thing is, Don Coryell, man, he just made electric offenses. And
he did.
He just put together an amazing, offensive scheme all around, which I think has been inherited by a lot of current offenses in a sense. And he really just found a way to be able to really get a lot of players open and score a whole heck of a lot of points. I mean, it is really kind of an interesting thing. You bring that up, Andrew, that we could be seeing the second coming of Air Coryell type offense here. Kellen Moore is an absolute stud, and I think all the players are pretty excited about him. So, congrats to Don Coryell and obviously his I think it was his wife, or daughter or something that ended up getting his Hall of Fame coat and everything too. So, congrats to the Coryell family.
Yeah, super stoked. And it was pretty awesome that Dan Fouts actually presented it to her as well. And that was just perfect because, obviously they had a very unique bond there, because they were together, and he made that offense come to life. Really, Dan Fouts was freaking a stud, man. And we were talking about that a lot in the stands today, actually, how because he went to the game, the AFC Championship game 3 years in a row, and just and so they were just dominant, completely dominant, and but obviously they couldn't get it all away, which was freaking horrible situation, but it was really cool, and truth is too, Rivers Lake Yacht Club actually created they've been working on an article for a while now, and they put a new one out there. It's exactly like you said, the Back to the Future, it was Eric Coryell gave us a glimpse of the future. I think it was the title of it. And it was really nice. So it's kind of a longer read, but it's actually well worth it. I think I would suggest any one of us to go check it out, and maybe we'll do a video on it later too. I don't know. We'll see. Because we love Rivers Lake Yacht Club, and shout out to them, man.
Shout out to them for sure.
Yeah. Sure. Corbin's awesome. That whole group is a great group of folks, dude. So this is a good question by Scott W. here. How many different players will score a touchdown this year, and how many records will fall this year? Here's the thing. Every football fan thinks their team is going to win a Super Bowl this year at this moment, right?
I mean, you have to. Yeah.
I mean, even the Rage Herd fans are talking about it, dude. You know what I'm saying? And oh yeah, we're going to be awesome. Yeah, y'all going to suck. But here's my point, right? I'll say this. And James, you and I, actually, Kyle, we've talked about this so many times. Our wide receiver room is so deep. Hightower's looking amazing.
Yeah.
Man, if we could just stay healthy, folks, easily, I think we could get, I'm not joking, I think we can get 50 touchies easy with Herbert.
Easy peasy.
Yep.
And the running game, if we can just get the running game to be decent.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be elite, decent. We'll be in good shape. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
as far as records are concerned, man, it could be a lot of things. I mean, geez.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. We got we got the bombs away situation going on. The same one type of situation we had with Dan Fouts. But now we got even more receivers that actually are capable of doing all that stuff. Yeah, 100%. How many receivers we got? Dude, we got so many receivers, so many targets now. How can any team cover all three? Of our guys. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Quentin Johnson. Josh Palmer. If Jalen Guyton comes back, oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. The sky's the limit on this. I mean, not to mention Gerald Everett and freaking, of course, Austin Eckler.
Parham.
Parham.
Yeah, Darius Davis. I mean, you could have him as like a gadget player based upon him getting touchdowns even through punt returns, kick returns. Like, I mean, it is an insane. I mean, we're kind of jumping a little bit on our slides a little bit already on this, but this offense is pretty incredible. Like, it is set extremely well for us.
Sorry, guys. Hey, I had a little bean burrito this morning, so I don't know about that.
So Kyle is at camp, by the way, folks. Just so you know, Kyle is at training camp. By the way, Bull Babes, connect with Kyle. He is there. He will be there tomorrow as well too. So,
what's up?
But definitely connect with him as well. I know we got some thoughts here as well too. So let's go into some questions here, and then we'll go into our slides. Some of the conversations we want to get into. So I know Aether's excited about this one. Everyone hate my coach, which is obviously Brandon Staley. Everyone wants him to be fired.
No.
Done 2 seasons, build a great culture, winning season. He makes mistakes, but still young, redemption for the year. Yeah, my man this year. Bro, look, I think he could be coach of the year this next season. Like truly, dude, getting Kellen Moore there, and I do think our defense is going to be better. I think Kellen Moore is going to get our offense to where it needs to be. I think he could be coach of the year. So what are your thoughts on Aether's question here? And guys, throw your questions out as well too in the chat. Please throw them out.
And I think somebody said in one of our comments of our videos, and they said Kellen Moore is going to be the reason why Brandon Staley will become coach of the year. And the thing is, though, it takes a coach to get the right coaches in place to be able to have a dominant team. And that's the right move. And that's a great move for this team. It's funny to me because I still have a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans saying, well, get used to Kellen Moore's terrible offense. Dude, he gave you a number 1 offense 3 out of his 4 years or whatever it was.
Right.
I mean, the thing is, though, if he replicates what he did last year, at least getting us a 27.9 points or 27.7 points or whatever, you understand how that's going to elevate this team to a whole new level. That'll be a massive change for us. So, but Brandon Staley's going to be a stud, and I'm a big fan of his. I think the hate for him is really silly, in my opinion. You know what? I think Aether reached out to me on that same question. And I said, hey, look, nobody's won a Super Bowl for this team, so there's no reason to hate on any coach unless it's doing some extremely boneheaded situations. I get it. Staley's done a couple things you're kind of a little bit iffy on, but no coach is perfect by any means. So I'm all for Staley.
Yeah, the Browns was kind of an interesting one too, right? When you kick the Browns. I know you're probably talking about that too, Kyle. Sorry, I didn't mean to run you over on that one. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. Yeah. I was going to talk about that. We talked a little bit about that in the stands as well, actually. We're saying how, yes, I understand the problems that fans have against Brandon Staley because there are some plays that we're like, dude, what is going on? Why are we doing it like this? So, this doesn't make any sense, But at the same side, look at the culture that we have on the team now. We have never seen this organization being this aggressive and getting amazing players and getting where we are. I mean, we're terrible at the run defense for a while now, but we're amazing at the pass defense, which is really where most of the points are scored now anyways. And I guess you can bring up the fact that, that the second half of that playoff game, we were completely abysmal. They just let off the gas, and that was just terrible. But, there's a couple heart attacks that we get from watching some of these games. But when have we never had heart attacks watching football games for the Chargers? It's always close games. This Chargers football is exciting football to watch. So you got to understand that that's just part of being a fan. A lot of times we want to win these games. Sometimes we got to make these gutsy calls. And Big Ball Staley, we're behind you, baby. Let's go.
That's right.
Big
That's
Ball
right.
Staley.
That Cardinal
it's going to be all gas, no brakes, dude, especially with Kellen Moore there, right? You know he just wants to light up the scoreboard. And you got a guy like Justin Herbert. Holy smokes. Okay. So 74-14 led us right into our next thought, by the way. Just so you know, this is a good lead into our next slide.
Great. Yeah.
You're reading our minds, man.
Yeah.
By the way, I will say this. So we're going to bounce around a little bit. So just, again, continue throwing your questions out. We'll get to your questions as well, too. But this leads us into our next slide right here. So we got Kenneth Murray and Deion Henley. Okay, by the way, Deion Henley's a freaking stud, dude. Like, he's so cool. We got this cool video with him. Shout out to the Bull Pros. It's going to be part of our intro at this point. Kyle's got to do some work on it. Okay, Kyle, get that done.
Yeah, I'm going to get that done. Oh, no,
we tried to show it off. We couldn't get the audio to work.
Yeah. But I'll say this. I'm going to do a video on Kenneth Murray. I already did the video. I think he could have a great season. Again, we didn't pick up his 5th-year contract. Y'all know that. Deion Henley's probably his replacement as it stands now. But, James, you and I had some interesting conversations about Deion Henley and Kenneth Murray today. And I thought it was really interesting what you discussed. So why don't you bring that up? And then we'll talk about Eric Kendricks, because I think Eric Kendricks, to answer your question, will lead the Chargers in tackles, because he's just a freaking stud. Yeah. And he'll be on the field all the time. But what do you think about Kenneth Murray and Deion Henley?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head, too. I mean, it's going to be Eric Kendricks that leads the team in tackles for sure this year. I mean, to be honest, you might even want to say a secondary is Derwin James, but that's a different conversation.
DJ.
But the thing about Kenneth Murray and Deion Henley, you're seeing two different type of situations going on with these guys. I mean, Kenneth Murray as a player hasn't been the greatest against the pass, but Deion Henley's making splashes against the pass in training camp. So, but also Kenneth Murray's doing good against the run, to where Deion Henley hasn't been talked much about the run. So what does that mean? I mean, best coaches out there will be ones that put players in position for their strengths. What if they just rotate these guys in and out for passing versus run situations?
Yeah.
I totally think that's going to happen. Deion Henley would be the pass package to Kenneth Murray would be against the run package. And it makes sense in the sense of size of body too. Deion Henley is reportedly at 215. I don't know. When I got a photo with him and I had my hand on his shoulders, I'm like, he might be a little bigger than 215, but
he beefy.
I was grabbing his shoulders muscles. So you're like, that's
right.
Boulder.
Hey,
you're getting a little too touchy there, bro. It's like, come on, man.
Early season touchies.
Easy touchies.
But that's the thing. That's rotational players, and I think that we have enough depth out here where we could put guys in the right position based upon their strengths, and I think that's something that's going to happen this season. So I'm excited to see it, because I think Deion Henley, if you look at a lot of his highlights, he gets picks, he bats passes down. He's done it multiple times in camp already. Yeah, I mean, this guy could be awesome for us against the pass, and that's, I feel, has been a missing piece for us for the linebacker position for us for a long time.
Yeah, and again, that's a good point about Matlock. Matlock is looking really good. That guy.
He's gonna get 2 touchdowns this year too.
2 TDs. I guess he's gonna grip and rip. Do a little, pass breakups, strip, sack.
He's gonna strip the football just like Khalil Mack did. He was hungry for lunch, man. Yeah.
Give me that, man. Just ran off with that. Dude, that was great.
Yeah.
and Kyle, definitely connect with the Bolt Babes. They're gonna be there tomorrow. It sounds like, right?
So really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So make sure you guys connect.
Okay, sounds good.
And so first question from Aether is to go to James, I guess, at this point. So we'll go to that one as well too. So
which question is that?
Yeah. Let's pull up that question here at some point too. But okay, so let's see. Let's go to some questions here real quick. Okay, here we go. Larry A. If somehow the Chargers are going to be top 10, top 5 in scoring, top 10 defense, look out. Look, exactly. I think that's all we need to do. I think top 5 scoring, no problem. Top 10 defense, I think, is really where it's going to be tough, right? I think we're good on the pass, but the run, we got to start looking more stout on. So, but Nick Williams is a big pickup. Nobody's talking about him. I think he's big. He's going to be good. Austin Johnson will come back. I think he'll be good. And Matlock, let's not sleep on that guy, dude. We got Morgan Fox. SJD, of course, SJD was not out there as well too. So, be interesting to see how that plays out. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I feel like if we could just get a manageable top 20 run defense, I would be fine with that. Like, that sounds like I'm just trying to put a low bar here or whatnot. But at the same side, past 2 seasons, we're awful against the run. And that's what's killed us at the end of the season. I mean, literally, you could go back to week 18 against the Raiders in 2021, and basically we just get burned to be able to allow them to, I think it was, what's his dang name over there? Josh
Jacobs. Joshua Jacobs.
Yeah, I don't know why I was going to say that. Didn't sound right to me for some reason. I was thinking Brandon Jacobs, the running back from the Giants some years ago. But yeah, basically he got enough yards to be able to put him in a field goal position with 1 second left. Boom, call it a game kind of thing. We're just not finding a way to stop teams. Same thing that happened in the Jags game. We basically got burned by the run. We couldn't run, and then we ended up just getting burned completely as a defense at that point. So we got to find some consistency again in the run defensive game. And I think, once again, Morgan Fox talked a lot about that. You know, Matlock has made some plays behind the lines that stopped some runs. Sebastian Joseph Day had a couple of them too before he basically got a little issue. So you're starting to see these players are understanding these gap in the half kind of situations at the D line. And I think with Eric Kendricks, I think that's only going to be a better situation because they talk a lot about that he's a very good communicator all around. He's very good at communicating and understanding things. So I think it's going to be great to see. So I think they're going to be a big difference in the run defense this year. You know, once again, it's a little bit of, you know, wishful thinking at the same size, finger crossed, but I think it'll happen this year.
Crisscross applesauce. Look, SJD. By the way, so have we heard exactly what the situation is with SJD at this point? Was it a groin issue? I can't remember exactly.
Quad injury.
It was a quad injury. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
yeah. And again,
so one of those soft tissue issues, you know, you never know what a timelines like that, you know. So
they say soft tissue. Like, what the hell does that even mean, dude? Come on now.
Yeah. Hey,
you know, I think at this point in camp, though, it's really just kind of being cautious.
Right.
You know? That's all it really is. I mean, even with JC Jackson, I'm sure the thing about it is, man, he blew out his patellar tendon. I was stunned that he was able to keep practicing for the last week and a half.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, that knee is going to get sore. It's going to inflame a little bit. Like, even though the amount of work that you worked on it, but the more that you keep running on it, at some point it's going to get inflamed and it's going to be sore. And I was stunned that he was even out there, because even when we were out there last week, I kept saying, is JC Jackson out there? Is JC Jackson out there? Yeah, he's out there. He's out there. He's out there constantly. So, you know what? I think it's all precautionary more or less at this point. Make sure our guys are healthy.
Yeah, Staley's going to get his due as well too. Staley's going to get his due. I think a lot of people are on the league. Here's the thing. It's kind of nice that we're not as hyped up as we were last season, right? Last season it was like a crazy hype train, right? Everyone's like all freaked out. Kind of wonder, you know, if that kind of affected some of our players a little bit, being a little too hyped up, you know, a little more pressure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
You know, you know, as a competitor, it gets a little weird, like, oh, you screwed up and blah, 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 you know, and you tend to get a little harsh on yourself. And Bolt Babes, yes, I wish I was there as well too. Yeah. But yeah, connect with Kyle as well. He'll be there manana. So for sure, let's make that happen. Okay, so let's see. This is pretty funny. Someone carry Bosa's helmet. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, okay. So here's a question from Aether. So and I think this one's coming to you, James. So go ahead and take a gander at this one.
Yeah, so my question is, Shanahan and SF getting his flowers every year. He's done that. What he has done as OC, 28-3 loss, 10 points lead in the Super Bowl loss, back-to-back championship games, loss. So what has he done? Nothing. And the thing about it is like a lot of people replicate his offense and kind of calling him as like the pinnacle of offensive callers in the league. Yeah, he hasn't done a whole heck of a lot, but at the same side, there's almost like very little drop off as an offense for that team. Plus, they have an extremely good defense over at the Niners.
Yep.
I mean, you could go and bring in Brock Purdy, and he looks like he could be the next best thing in the NFL.
Yeah.
And that's a sign of a very, very good offensive coordinator. Now, Kellen Moore has done the same exact thing too, and you see him ranked as the number 2 offensive coordinator in the league, I think, behind Andy Reid. So he did the same thing with what's his dang name? Cooper Rush. Yeah.
4-1. Yep.
4-1. So, I mean, it's keeping that consistency up. If you make an offensive scheme that works well, you could put in players based upon their strengths and do the right play calls for their strengths. And that's what they did with Brock Purdy. That's what they did with Cooper Rush last year. So, you know, we'll see. I mean, Niners are always a team in the NFC. It's right now it's the Niners and Eagles, in my opinion, for the AFC or NFC championship game.
I can see it. Yeah.
And you may say Cowboys, but I think the Cowboys are going to struggle without having Kellen Moore there.
Yep.
I don't see them doing. Look, it's that old comment that I did on a video a little while called "Keep it simple, stupid." Right, James, you and I are both in sales.
Yep.
Don't overcomplicate it. Right, and again, that's the thing that I do like about Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore keeps it very simple. Don't overcomplicate, coverage sacks or coverage, offensive line play. Keep it very simple. Keep it very repeatable. Keep it easy to just execute your job.
Yep.
And he did a great job with Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush wasn't he like, dude, he wasn't even like on a team, if I remember correctly. Like he was like, God, I can't remember like the whole background on that whole thing, but dude, he was like a nobody scrub. He came in and just figured it out. And I'm like, man, like if that guy can coach this guy up to that much success, he can do anything with anybody.
And that's actually going to be critical to us, because another thing that I talked about in the stands today with somebody is like, one of our biggest problems is that we always rely on our starters far too much.
Yes.
Because I mean, that's been our biggest crutch is, obviously people go down and then the guy behind them doesn't quite have the grasp of the playbook or like on the defense or the offensive side as well as the starter does, because maybe with Lombardi, the playbook wasn't very simple. It was very complicated. It was very thick, So, and now if we're keeping it simple, then any one of these guys, like second stringers, third stringers, or whatever, they can pick up exactly where the starters started off or were at, and that would be critical, because like if Cooper Rush can do amazing, just imagine what Easton Stick could or Max Dugan could. I don't even want to think about that scenario at all, but I'm just saying. Like Chris Rump filling in.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. I mean, think of last season. Justin Herbert fractured his rib cartilage. Folks, that is not an easy injury to come back from. Like your body is all about throwing. I mean, I play softball. James and I play pickleball. It's huge. It's your whole core.
Swim.
Yeah. You do what?
I swim, man.
I swim. There you go. I swim.
There you go. But that's my point, right? Like it's huge. I mean, that's a big part of what you do, and it's just
absolutely.
Gonna be tough, so, yeah.
And he was playing with that injury the entire time, and a lot of people, like other teams and other fans or whatever, forget that the reason, like, because he was never on injury reports, because because dude, honestly, that fool's tough as nails if he was playing with that, like that injury all year. Like, I mean, that is not a joke,
Yeah. And even to say shoulder injury too on top of that later in the season, like it's crazy.
Yep.
I mean, just thinking about throwing, regardless if it's not your throwing shoulder, it's still probably pulling quite a bit on you.
Oh yeah.
When you're throwing the ball, you're still using both shoulders in a sense.
100%. 100%.
And GTR, man, this is a great example. The depth in this team is going to be amazing, and this is a good example right here. ASJ looking amazing.
Yep. He's making plays in camp. I mean, he's batting passes down. I mean, this is going back to that same conversation that we chatted about with Deion Henley and Kenneth Murray. Like, I think there could potentially be a rotational situation here between Asante Samuel Jr. and Jasir Taylor. Now, once again, it's all to be determined also, too, what happens with J.C. Jackson, if he could be starting week 1. But, the thing is, though, you're starting to see Asante Samuel Jr. being really, really good on the deep passes, and then Jasir Taylor getting a little bit more burned on the deep passes. But he's doing better. Jasir Taylor's doing better in the box, being a little bit more of a run support or short pass defender, and then Asante Samuel getting a little bit more burned on those routes. So it's once again going back to that point. Are we going to rotate players in based upon what they think is going to be happening on the plays? That's pretty cool to see. I mean, it's great to see that we have the depth. I think Asante has the ability to have a phenomenal season. Obviously, we saw what he did in the playoffs. I was just chatting with another Charger fan yesterday about that, and it was like a blissful moment when Asante Samuel Jr. had 3 picks in that game. And it was like, this guy has came to play. Like, play. Like, that was amazing to watch. Amazing to watch. So
I love that. I was like, it was too bad that like that stat didn't translate to his actually full season stats, because like that would have, man, I was like, dude, see, and that's the kind of the interesting thing that I was thinking about, that not to go off of too much of a tangent real quick, but that's why I believe the stats, they don't tell the full story.
Sure.
Like, and that's why, like, when people rely too much on PFF or whatever like that about how players are performed, I think that's a little bit too simple to think about, like, a player's performance by just based on their stats, because their ability to play ball is not based on how many passing yards or rushing yards or touchdowns they got, because there's a lot of things that they do that doesn't get counted, like solid blocks, things like that.
Yeah. Well, and it actually goes perfectly with what Larry brought up too about who's the Chargers starting defensive tackle and nose tackle. And those guys don't have a lot of stats generally on their sheets most of the time.
Yep.
And they're gap fillers pretty much. And they're creating other situations to be able to, not only just get a tackle, but at the same side, make sure that the tackle is going to be, not a big gain, basically. Sometimes it's just about pushing the pocket around. But to answer your question, it's going to be, supposedly could be Austin Johnson, but I don't know if he's been on field. I haven't seen much with him. I know last week I saw him running around with Otito Ogbonnia. So they are kind of rehabbing their injuries, but obviously Sebastian Joseph Day, and I would assume probably throwing in, Morgan Fox possibly in those type of positions at this moment.
Yep. And this is a good point about Kenneth Murray. Yeah, he looks good in practice, game time. He plays smaller than it sounds. Yeah, he does. He tends to overthink his movement. I think he tends to just sort of sit in the middle and wait. Yeah. And he needs to just be more aggressive and just go. Just do something. Stop waiting. And I understand he plays spy a lot. He's doing a lot of things. He's looking at the running back. He's looking at the quarterback. I get that, but dude, the guy just is. He's a beast of a human being. He's just gigantic. First game is Zach. We're all three of us are going to be at the Dolphins game. So we'll be there. We'll do a live during the game, probably live after. So yes, we'll be at those games for sure.
Said during the game doing live?
No. Before the game and then after. I said
during the game.
My bad.
Shoot. Okay, I guess we're gonna be on the field with the bigger camera.
Let's go. I'm ready. Let's do it.
And so Nick Williams is gonna be awesome. So again, if Austin Johnson can't go, Nick Williams will be there as well too. I mean, I'm a big fan of that guy. So So anyways, good stuff there. Okay, so why don't we talk a little bit more about some of these other guys here too? All right, here we'll shop at these guys right here too. We got our boy, Darius and Q. I mean, looking really solid as well too. We'll get to you guys' questions as well. Keep them coming, folks. Keep them coming. So we'll do as good as we possibly can. So Darius is looking good, and Q is obviously, as you all know, looking really good too, man. Our wide receiver room is looking freaking stacked.
Yeah.
I did a video on Hightower. He looks amazing. Practice squad guy looking great. So let's talk about the wide receiver room a little bit.
It's insane because the whole and we've chatted about it. It's an overloading of so many weapons on our offense to the point of where you could be like, well, I could dictate what I want to do when I want to, like get 10 yards, 15 yards, 50 yards, whatever amount of yards we basically need when you got 4 top quality starters essentially ready to go. I mean, Quentin Johnson, I mean, when we saw him in camp, he just looked like he glides all over the field. And
he does.
He just has the ability to break away at the line and to be able to be open. You got Keenan Allen. He's got one of the, what did I say? What did I call him? Sweet tea one time.
You said sweet tea, and I said sweet tea. I'm like,
yeah, and then you said sweet tea.
So we call
Keenan Allen sweet tea because it's like drinking a nice cold glass of sweet tea on a summer day, and it's just so refreshing to watch him run routes.
Oh my goodness!
And
shoot.
I mean, and then you got Mike Williams, who, I mean, once again, it's how much you want to put on it, but Madden giving him a 99 rating for basically like high pointing a ball or basically like a explosive catch or something like that or whatever it is ranking. And you know what Mike Williams could do, like, and then you go and get Josh Palmer on there too. Like, it's just, dude, 4 wide receiver sets all day. I'll do it with Austin Eckler in the backfield. Let's go. Like, let's do it. Like, try to stop us. Try to stop us, basically. Like,
someone's going to get open.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's going to be someone open for sure. Like if it's but hopefully it's not someone that's in the check down situation again. I'm so tired of that. Someone pass 20 yards, please, every single time.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think Kellen Moore is working on Herbert on that. I think Herbert likes to just protect the ball a little too much, but he needs to start trusting his wide receivers a little more. The funny thing is, when it's 3rd and 15, he doesn't mind gunslinging it down the road. All right, that's fine. I'll do it. I'm like, bro, just do it now. Do it on first. Do it on second.
Do it on second. Yeah, right.
Because to be honest with you, it's harder to do it on 3rd down because they're in a, usually a pass defense that is not going to be favorable for you at that moment.
Exactly.
So you're putting yourself in a worse position.
It's crazy.
REM thought of a good little thought here. Prediction: Huseman and Dotson will supplant Eckler this season. Yeah. Dotson's looking pretty good so far. I haven't seen a whole lot from Huseman thus far. Nobody's really talking about him, but Dotson's looking pretty good so far.
I can't remember what podcast I was watching, but they were talking about the evolution of the running back position. And they brought up the example from the wide receiver, ironically, since Aether keeps talking about the Niners, Deebo Samuel, and how Deebo Samuel essentially is a hybrid-based wide receiver running back. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about that could be the evolution of a running back. I think it was actually an interview I saw with Ricky Williams talking about that. Yeah. And just think about that. Like, if you get a big body guy, I mean, even to say, what's his face with Cordell Patterson over at the Falcons, big body wide receiver / running back, and how effective that is. You could essentially pay a wide receiver money, but also make him a running back. That could be the evolution of what a running back is. I mean, that's kind of crazy to think about. Like, that sucks for running backs to be able to be a one-dimensional type player. But I've always viewed Austin Eckler as like a wide receiver 3, a great slot guy. And he essentially could, I mean, my opinion, I think he should try to just go out there on the free agency or basically try to get paid like a wide receiver 3. He even said it himself. He's like, I got wide receiver 3s getting paid more than me. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. So I don't know. That's an interesting part of it that I've seen with the running back evolution, or at least could be the running back evolution.
Yeah, agreed. And Kyle is going to be there tomorrow, McDonald, for sure. So go it up to Kyle. He'll be there. Hopefully our sister shows up as well. Our Bolt sis, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully she can show up. Okay. So yeah, we obviously got Mike Williams and Keenan Allen on this screen here, dude. Again, guys, like, it's just another, dude, we're deep in that position, man. I mean, we're just there, I don't know. I think it's awesome. Kellen Moore is just going to open things up. And again, I did a whole video on the offense just a couple of days ago, talking about Kellen Moore, what he's going to do. Because here's the thing. Everyone rips on the Niners. And again, back to Aether's point, the whole point is they make it simple for somebody to step in. We're talking about that, right? And I think that's really where Kellen Moore is at as well, too. He wants to make it simple for anyone to step in. God forbid, Herbert gets injured. He's out for a couple games or whatnot. But make it simple for whoever is going to step in as a quarterback to do their job. The one thing that I have noticed about Kellen Moore talking about Justin Herbert is that Justin Herbert makes the hard throw a lot of the times. Whereas Kellen Moore has these plays designed, 1, 2, 3, here's your read, then a check down. And so I've noticed that, Kellen Moore specifically, like, man, like, you made that throw and the play wasn't designed to go there, but it went there.
Yeah.
Awesome. But let's make it simple for you. Right. And so he's trying to simplify the offense in general. Right. So, and that's what the Niners do well. Right. But I also think that's really what, really Kellen Moore is doing as well, too. So,
Yeah, most definitely. I'm excited to be able to see where this offense goes. And I know just talking about in the next slide too is about Josh Palmer and how the evolution of him. Like, the thing about it is he even said it in an interview with Money and Chris Hayre. He's like, iron sharpens iron. That's been a whole philosophy with his team. And, he's also saying this wide receiver core is not about being selfish. I need to get the ball all the time. It's a core that knows, hey, look, Justin Herbert's going to get you the ball. And Joshua Palmer even said in the interview, he said, look, just run your route. Don't worry about it. Justin Herbert will get it to you. That's all that matters. Just do what you need to do. He'll get it to you. Bottom line. And like I said earlier, dude, 4 wide receiver sets are going to be deadly with this offense. You can't pick your poison. I mean, Josh Palmer made that great one-handed Odell Beckham Jr. type catch. I mean, we saw Quentin Johnson making just great catches downfield, we see Keenan Allen taking dudes freaking on skates, basically. And then he just shook the dude and straight went a deeper route on that. And then obviously Mike Williams does Mike Williams things. Like, the thing about it is, like, this is just a fun offense to be able to see and how it's going to evolve. And the amount of weapons are just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That's a good shirt right there. Mike Williams gonna do Mike Williams things.
Yeah, Mike Williams gonna Mike Will, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. So,
and I got a video coming about Josh Palmer as well too. Again, you guys know I interviewed the man about 3 months ago, prior to even the draft class. So it'd be really interesting to see how that plays out. But the video will probably drop next week. So okay, cool. So maybe James or Kyle, you take this question here from Aether. From what he threw out there.
I can't even read it from here. So
yeah, I got it. I have find something for my bros this morning. Important stats. Team that throw the ball over 50 times a game is only 24% chance to win. How important our running game is to Herbert. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you don't want to have a dude throwing over 50% or 50 passes in a game. That's usually, and most of the time, every time that happens in a game, they say this is a very low chance that you're going to find a way to win. You need balance to the game, and
you do.
I imagine this is going to be hopefully my hopes is a 55% passing to a 45% run game. I mean, ideally, it'd be great if you could have 50-50 and still hurt the other team having a complete balanced game, but also you don't want to be predictable at the same side. So I think Kellen Moore talked about more of a 60-40 kind of pass game, 60% more pass, 40% run. But, you know, look, there's been some good runs so far in camp. I've seen some running backs make some plays and have some good long runs. Now, once again, this is essentially two-handed touch right now. So
it really is.
You'll see when you really start cracking some fools, dude, and how it all works.
Some fools.
Well, you know, I was going to say is that, like, I mean, I can always see it being always a little bit more than a 50-50 because of that last 2-minute drill thing. You can't run the ball at that time unless you're in the lead to chew up the clock and stuff like that, you know? So, I mean, if you're behind, then you got to just chuck that ball downfield like Patrick Mahomes does, you know, in order to get it down. And so, like, if this, it's just going to be pass all day, you know? So, and we just got to be unstoppable in the pass in order for that to happen, though, for sure. So, so, I mean, I can always see that, you know, if a team passes over 75% of the time, then that's a problem for sure.
Yeah, it's too one-sided, right? And the defense
way too
kind
one-sided.
of sit on passes and, you know, run, you know, plays to break up that as well, right? You got to keep them guessing. Bull Babes, yes, we are going to be doing a fantasy football league. So more information on that, but you should message us as well, too. Our email's out there. I know, Kyle, you wanted to talk a little bit about that as well, too.
Oh, yeah, if we could do it right now, I guess. We've been talking about it amongst ourselves, but we want to plan to do a fantasy football league with the fans. Maybe if there's enough people, we can do multiple ones. And each one of us bros will be kind of in each one of those different things. And so we can have a good time with you guys as fans. You know, maybe we'll even do, I don't know, a Madden league or something like that. I don't know. I'm terrible at Madden, so y'all probably kick the trash out of me because I'm terrible at the game. But fantasy football, though, we're all about that for sure. We'll probably just do it. We'll probably just do it on NFL, the NFL fantasy one, because that's the one that we've been doing as a group, like amongst ourselves for a while. And we've been actually starting to like that one a lot. I don't know. We're debating on ESPN or whatever too, because that was also something that we've used a little bit. So we're still trying to figure out which one exactly we want to do. So, but I think, as far as I think though, I think it'll just be free for us to interact with everybody, you know? So we're not going to do a buy-in. I know there's other shows that want to do buy-ins and stuff like that, you know, but we'll just keep it chill. Nice. It's just free and have a good time together, you know?
Yeah, I like that. So, and then a wide receiver group here with the Chargers. So yeah, again, more to come on the fantasy football thing, but yeah, I would argue this is probably the best wide receiver team group we've had in a very long time, you know, but again, also, I think I would argue that Herbert makes everybody look better anyways. I mean, I know he makes the offensive line look good because he maneuvers the pocket really well. And you're right, dude. Darius is going to be deadly in the slants. I've already been buying a bunch of his rookie cards. I got a bunch of his signed cards and stuff like that. I bought a bunch of Q cards. I bought some Tulis already. So I'm a big believer in all that says as well. So
we got to look around for Deion Henleys too. Actually,
yeah, I thought the same thing. I haven't found any on eBay at this moment. So yep. Okay. I also like tell these people that defense doesn't win Super Bowls. Till the last 25 Super Bowl champions, top 16, 10 defense, top 5. Yeah, I mean, look, the defense is important, right? If you could stop that team, it's huge, I guess the argument could be made, though, that look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs don't have the best defense ever, but their offense is really good. I mean, their defense is okay. It's manageable, right? But I understand what you're saying, right? It doesn't
make timely stops. That's the thing. Like,
correct.
It was funny. I watched a simulation of the Chargers in the Super Bowl this year versus the Eagles, and there was a 4th and 4 or something like that late in the game with Chargers with the lead. And I'm like, all right, make the stop, and this is a wrap, right? Well, what happened? Basically, Jalen Hurts ran the ball and got like a 7-yard gain and got the first down and basically went downfield and ended up scoring a touchdown to win the Super Bowl. And I was like, that's like exactly what we see with the Chargers. Like, just make that stupid timely stop. And it was like a long play where he was running around for a while, and then he just ended up getting the first down on his legs to be able to extend the drive. And it's just, that's the thing. Extending or finding ways to be able to make those timely stops is critical. And that's one thing I definitely want to see with this team. And I've seen a little bit of it last year where they found ways to just hold back the opposition's offense just enough. But we need to find ways to be able to just end drives. And that's, we need to make that happen. We need to find that way to
Agreed.
do that.
Agreed.
1,000%.
And Pablo, you're right. No more check downs. Again, it'll happen, right?
Yeah.
I definitely think Coach Moore does not want us to he doesn't want Herbert holding the ball forever.
Yeah.
I talked a little bit about this on the offensive video I did, like 3 and 5 step drops, right? I do think, he wants to get the ball out quick, right? So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, it just seems interesting. And again, not hearing a lot about Jalen Guyton. We'd love to see what's going to happen with him, but man, I don't know. He just doesn't seem like I don't know. Yeah, we haven't heard much about him. So, if you guys have some more information on Jalen Guyton, please let us know, because we're not hearing a whole lot from him as well, too.
Yeah.
So, it's
hopefully everything's good, man. It's a weird situation for sure. Hopefully everything's all right.
Yeah, I know. Because I remember even looking around for him, I think last week too, and I'm like, I don't think I ever saw Jalen Guyton out there at all. I mean, he wasn't working out with Austin Johnson and Otito Ogbonnia, which you would think that they would be rehabbing together, but he wasn't even there. So who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, and Bosa being mic'd up is pretty fun as well too. So
he's great personality to be on the field.
Yeah, Horvath backfield, love that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And definitely Pablo, come say what's up to Kyle, and Bull Babes, say what's up to Kyle. Everyone there, Whack Donald, all the above, go say what's up to Kyle. He'll be there tomorrow.
Actually, yeah, and the truth is, I actually have a little something special planned for tomorrow, so I can get some more of the fans, to participate in some videos. Actually, it'll be really fun. So it'll be a nice little surprise. Hopefully you guys show up. And
when are you going to be there? Going to be there early, or what time?
I'm definitely planning to be here early. Maybe like 2:00 or something like that. Maybe a little earlier. I don't know, because I don't know how the park, since it's a nighttime thing. I might want to be here a little bit earlier. I'm not sure. Yeah. So
got it. Yeah. And again, tomorrow, folks, it's going to be an actual scrimmage, offense and defense. So it's going to be like a simulated game, offense and defense. So it's going to be interesting. And Pablo, I do think we'll be over 5,000 yards. I do think Herbert's going to be great.
And we do have predictions on players' stats and everything too, that we should be coming out with small shorts on our channel.
Okay, so let me see here. What are the questions we have? Let's see. Okay, here we go. Pablo, you think he'll be a breakout running back too this year, man? Look, I don't know. I think it's going to be running back by committee, man. I think you're going to see Josh Kelly. You're going to see Isaiah Spiller. A little bit of both. Yeah. But it's going to boil down to who's producing, right? I do think it's going to be a little bit of everything. That's my thoughts. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that too as well, bros?
Yep, running back by committee. I mean, I think it's going to be the hot hand, and I think that's what we should probably run with. Now, once again, Joshua Kelly played really well when healthy last year, and he does also have a little bit of a, last year I think of his contract too with the Chargers, and I think he wants to perform. And I think that he's going to have a good solid season. You got Isaiah Spiller there, who we don't really know too much about, but has had a couple good runs in camp thus far from what we've seen. So, you know what? Hot hand, in my opinion. I mean, Austin Eckler is going to be one. There's no doubt about that. It's just about figuring out who's going to be the hot hand to be able to start the season. At this point, I would probably say Joshua Kelly. But, preseason will tell us a lot, too. These games will tell us a lot.
100%.
Yep. My choice would definitely be Joshua Kelly for running back 2. Actually, having met him at the Charger Bolt family gathering on the beach, it was diehard. Bolt City Diehards actually ran that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was saying how he gained actually like 15 pounds in the off season. And so he's taller than Austin Eckler as well. It's like he's like 5'11". So he's got a couple more inches on him. And he's big too, just like Austin. So yeah, my front runner is definitely Joshua Kelly for 2, and then my 3 would probably be Spiller, and then 4 would be Roundtree. Unfortunately, he's not really shaping up super well. But hey, but like you said, you never know. Hot hands, hot potato, baby. Let's do it.
Hot potato, baby. Yep.
Yeah, and I don't think Horvath will be bad. He actually was pretty good in special teams as well too. I think he'll do fine.
Well, but he's the fullback though. So he's got that position on lock, and I hope that they actually plan to use him more as a lead blocker for the running backs. Yeah. Shoot, come on, man. I always say it, LT would not have been LT without Lorenzo Neal. So
for sure,
exactly.
Bottom line. So
well said, Willie. Well said, Willie. Yeah, and then Bull Babies. Yeah, we'll do a raffle. We'll do a raffle one of these days, huh? That sounds good.
Well, actually, we got a couple of giveaways going already. So we actually have weekly giveaways going on. On a link on our boltbros.ai or the Beacons one. So I'm giving away just a player card for that every week. But then I'm also giving away a free a Chargers stitched jersey. Any player you want, any size you want, any variation you want. We got that. I got a little hookup and the setup for that. So every month we're going to give away that. So just jump in the description below. Check out the beacons.ai /boltbros, and the first 2 links are the giveaways. So be sure to sign up. Yeah. And just, let's do this. We're going to be doing that for the whole season.
Good. And GTR, man, I've been buying a lot of things on eBay. It's a little bit addicting over there. Whew, boy,
way addicting.
You worth too much money. I was
you gotta be careful, man.
A brick and mortar shop in LA. I ended up buying like $1,000 worth of Herbert cards. I was like, oh my god, what am I doing here?
I was like, I got this dude in trouble for coming in.
I know you totally did. I'm like, damn, bro, what are you doing here?
Shout out to Jaspy's out in Hermosa Beach, man. That shop is dope, by the way. Great shop. Great shop.
Yeah. Hey, we'll take your sponsorship. Let's go. Come on now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's
get Lily.
Oh,
that adds up. That would, dude.
Hell yeah.
Let's holler at them, dude. Let's holler.
Hey, we should. All right. Hey, that's something for the books.
And the right too was a Chargers fan too. So I don't know how much pull he's got, but let's go.
Okay. All right.
Maybe plays pickleball, even better.
Yeah, which is even better. And by the way, REM, tomorrow's a scrimmage game. So with offense and defense.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just Chargers.
Yeah, Aether says throw 27 touchdowns in the first 5 games. Woo.
I mean, that would be I don't even you'd have a 10 touchdown game at least in there. That's that's beyond a bold prediction. I don't think that's historically ever been done.
No, that's more of a Madden game right there,
like
just throwing up. Exactly. Yeah, that's a Madden game. Yeah, there's no way.
Plus every game, dude, on the team, and it's like Hail Mary every play.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's going to be interesting. We're going to throw the ball a lot, but that's probably a little high.
That's probably a little high.
Just a wee bit. It's a wee bit. Yeah. Hey, there. Whatever you're smoking over there, man, pass it on this way. It's like
smoking a cigar. Maybe it's laced with something. I mean,
dude. You got some pixie dust in that cigar. Shoot.
Oh, well, this is good. This is good, guys. Oh, yeah, here we go. DZ, here we go. This is it. Perfect right here.
Wow. There you go.
Some devil's lettuce. I love that, dude. I love
that. That's right.
That's great.
Oh, here we go. breaking news: Gates eligible for the Hall of Fame. Just announced. Oh my God, I love Gates.
He's 5 years out. He's 5 years out, so he's eligible.
Yep.
So sick.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, I think he should make it. Yeah, there's definitely. I mean, dude, he is the leading touchdown tight end. Like he has the most touchdowns out of any tight end like ever. Like I think his numbers are ridiculous. Like it's like I think is it triple digits or something like that. It's really close to triple digits though.
That's
you know,
118 I think touchdowns or something like that. I think it's something like that.
Yeah, Gates be first ballot for sure.
Right, absolutely.
So maybe we'll end on this thought here too. And guys, throw your questions out if you have some more. And by the way, are you doing any preseason games, Kyle? Are you planning on it?
Yeah. So, well, I am considering going to the Chargers at Rams preseason game, which is coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
So I may be trying to go to that one. But for sure, I'm going to the Saints one. And and the truth is, like, hey, we got to warm up for the tailgate season too. You know, so like, I mean. It's not as hard as the during the season, but the tailgate still happens during the preseason too. And like, hey, I'm telling you guys, if you guys don't do anything, if you guys just can't come to the game, go to the tailgate. It is amazing
all day.
Yeah,
just show up
all day.
Just show up.
Just show up, have a good time, and at that point too, it's always in the pink lot. It's on the south side of the stadium. Show up, turn up, let's go.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And go get some tacos from Let's Taco About It. By the way,
guy, dude, talks about that every time.
I freaking love
he wants to talk about tacos. Shoot.
Yeah, dude. Taco About It.
Let's Taco About It. It's a great.
I love about it.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so Zach, dude, first game, I think he could have 400 yards. You know, especially with Jalen Ramsey out, right? We got Eli Apple there now. That guy's been kind of a bust. You know, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Look, dude, bottom line, I think sky's the limit for this offense and defense, flat out, period. You know, so.
Yeah, and I know our last slide was talking about Justin Herbert, and it's the thing is, though, it's that, I'm going to say one thing about Herbert. Like, he's evolved as a quarterback. I don't know if it's the contract that evolved him or whatnot, but a lot of people have talked about how he's being a lot more understanding of defenses and reading defenses and changing up the offensive play at the line. He's being a lot more controlling of this offense. I mean, the sky's the limit with this guy, my friend. Like, this is going to be an awesome season with Justin Herbert. Like, I put a prediction out there. I mean, we talked about he could have 50 touchdowns this year. I kind of was being a little bit more, we could probably just get over 40, you know, like I'm pretty confident of that. We ain't going to get 27 in the first 5 games. Like that's dude, that would put you at a historical pace of potentially 100 touchdowns this season, which should be like, I mean, that would be incredible to see. That would be a fantasy football legend right there.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
But hey, you never know, dude. I mean, this offense has huge potential, and Justin Herbert has massive potential as a quarterback, and it actually could cement him as one of the top quarterbacks in the leagues for sure. There's no doubt about it.
And DZ, by the way, just a good point here. Again, we're practicing against Vic Fangio's defense. You got to remember, Brandon Staley came up through Vic Fangio. So just remember that really it will be a good test for us in a lot of ways because, you know, Brandon Staley learned under Vic Fangio, and it's really a big reason, you know, why he's been such a, you know, great person in the NFL specifically. So, okay, this is good stuff. Okay, so 100 tutties. Let's do this. I love that.
We got tutties and touchies.
We got tutties and touchies. Maybe we should have a shirt called them touchies, tutties, and we have all different, like, you know.
Oh man, shoot!
That's not a bad idea.
For a second, man, for a second there, I thought you said tuggies. I was like, whoa, bro!
I heard that too. I heard that
tuggies. Oh my God, it's a family show, guys. It's a family show. Come on now.
I was like, oh, bro.
Man, let's not get the Boat Babes any ideas here. Come on now.
We already know the Boat Babes are trouble. That's all we know.
Yeah, they're definitely trouble. Okay. There was one question here. Okay, here we go. So maybe we'll do this and then we'll end. Who do you want to play in the AFC title game? Chiefs, Bengals, Chiefs or Bengals, man. I'd probably say Chiefs just because we have really built a team around beating the Chiefs. And we got to get some payback. We got to get some payback, on those guys, right?
Well, I mean, I would say historically, I think we would want to play against the Bengals to get some payback because the Dan Fouts era, like we played against the Bengals in the AFC game, and we got smoked. I mean, the weather was horrible that game, apparently. So, so that would be some old school payback right there. But
for sure,
it would be more poignant, I guess, to play against the Chiefs because, like you said, like we've built a team around beating the Chiefs. And that would be just an epic game right there,
It'd be a great time. I was really hoping we were playing the Chiefs. Like I was thinking against that Jags game last year. I was like, we get to play the Chiefs next week. We could hit them when it really hurts, kind of thing. I was like,
right. Hit them where it counts.
I was ready for that.
How was that, dude?
Blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
Hey, by the way,
I'm gonna record that. And make my ringtone, dude. I like that. Wow.
We got you. Hey, by the way, we got CG Ruthless popping in Niners talk.
Hey,
what's up, man? How we doing?
What's up, dude? Hey, man.
Hey.
Maybe because we were chatting a little bit about the Niners earlier.
Yeah, we were talking about you guys.
CG needed to jump in, man. So what up, brother, man?
Okay.
Looking forward to seeing what the Niners do this season for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, so maybe I'll wrap up some thoughts here. So I'll give you my final thoughts. Look, pads are on. I think Austin Eckler said it best, right? They're asking, well, how's the running game going to be? How's the running game? Well, you can't really tell. It's two-hand touch at this moment still with pads on, right? They're not trying to hit each other. They're not trying to hit each other. And so I think I think tomorrow will probably be the best test of where we're at this moment, just offensively and defensively, because their offense and defense are going to be hyped up. They are going to be hyped up. So I do think tomorrow will be the first real test, and then preseason games as they progress during the season. So I'm excited, man. I mean, look, and guys, that we're going to be doing as much as we possibly can to give you as much coverage as possible. We are going to go live after the game tomorrow. So Kyle will be at camp as well. He'll probably have to bring his, light because it'll be later on at night, because what time's the game in tomorrow?
Well, I mean, the whole thing starts tomorrow at like 4. I don't know if it's going to be a full thing. I don't know if they're not. I don't know if it's going to be a 3-hour thing or anything. Okay. But like it'll probably be later on, maybe 5. I wouldn't say 5. Probably like maybe 6 or 7 is when it'll probably be over. I think the sun will still be out and stuff, so I'll be all right. Yeah,
we'll be good. Yeah. And we're going to talk about it live afterwards. And then obviously want to get Kyle's ideas on everything that's happening. Again, we'll do as much as we possibly can to discuss it. But I don't know, James, Kyle, who wants to go next? And then we can wrap up the video.
I'll let Kyle go.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, it's like today, like they were really just trying to get the wiggles out. They weren't really doing a whole lot. And it's good to see a little bit of progression on Max Dugan. But like I'm excited for tomorrow more so. In a lot of ways too, I'm excited because of the things that I want to do with some of the fans to hype them up a little bit more for the game. So it's gonna be good times. But yeah, like there's a lot to look forward to for the season, and that's really all I got.
Oh, our pirate buddy, friggin' Captain Jack Rackham.
Oh, he's in here.
Oh, really? No, he's going to be on CG Ruthless.
He's going to be on CG Ruthless. Yeah,
that's going to be fun to watch.
Try and control that guy, dude. He's like a freaking Mexican jumping bean, dude. I tell you what, man, that guy's all over the damn place, man.
CG, just a fair warning.
Now we could focus a little bit.
Yeah. Just a fair warning about Captain Jack. He'll probably try and take command and control of your show. So try to rein him in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? he's definitely one of those loud and proud Raiders fans.
All about it. He's all about it, man. And I'm sure that the Niners have hatred towards the Raiders just as much as the Chargers do too.
Pretty much.
So it's Bay Area teams or whatnot. I mean, obviously they're not there anymore, but I'm sure there's some despising.
Good riddance
for sure.
Good riddance. Get the Raiders out of California.
Yeah,
give him the boot.
Give him the boot. Yep. And then the camp was open today and tomorrow for the public.
Yep.
Yeah. So tomorrow you want to be there for sure, folks.
Tomorrow will be great.
Tomorrow's the day.
Offense,
Yep.
defense. Go there tomorrow. Seriously, be there. Be there, be there, be there, be there.
Yep.
Yep.
It's going to be a good one. Let me put in my last little bit then. I guess my last little thoughts is I'm ready for the season. We're going to be watching a game next Saturday, like their first preseason game. You know what? It's funny. Before this podcast, I remember just the preseason games. Never really cared about them. And as we've done this podcast, I've cared for all the players that are on the team now, and I like watching preseason games now. So, you know, it's obviously doesn't mean anything. My goal of it is that they are at least healthy just getting out of the game. But it's going to be fun to be able to watch more Chargers football regardless. It's a good way to be able to find out those new guys. It could be that new Austin Eckler guy that shows up, that new, let's see here, Antonio Gates that shows up in this game. It could be that new, undrafted guy that just finds a way on this team and becomes an impact player. So it'll be fun to watch, and I'm looking forward to preseason next Saturday. So looking forward to it, guys.
Well, let's just throw a quick shout out there, just off the top of your head. Who's the one undrafted player that each one of you guys thinks is going to make the team?
You know, my thought would be Gerard Clark.
Yep.
I've said this since day one, but damn, I don't know, dude. I'm hearing nothing about that guy right now.
Yeah.
Kind of stresses me out because I think that guy's got a shot, but dude, like he's not. I'm hearing nothing about him. Nothing. Yeah. Not just crickets. So, he would be my guy. But as far as I'm hearing anything, that running back, what's his name? Oh my God,
Usman.
No, not Usman. The other guy. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Oh my God.
It is Dotson.
Dotson. Yeah, Dotson right now is looking pretty good.
We got Dotson here.
Dotson.
Dotson. So, I mean, but I'm hearing things about Dotson, but Pokey's looking good too. The only issue I have with Pokey is that Pokey's definitely he's in a crowded room, man. You know, Dotson's in a crowded room too. You could even see Roundtree getting cut. You know, you think about that for a second. Maybe they just say, sorry, Roundtree, you're done. Yeah. We want to get Dotson, and who knows?
Well, you know what? I think this is a good conversation. We can do some videos about this one later when we get closer to the preseason. You know, like who to watch out for.
Yep,
for sure. I mean, you could honestly say right now, like, I mean, Michael Ezeki, the tight end from UCLA. That's probably one that you would throw out there just for the fact of depth, more or less. I mean, Trey McKitty did get, and there seems to be a lot riding on him this season. He did get a pretty good catch, apparently. I think it was yesterday in practice where he had a 20-yard catch that was just a straight rope by Justin Herbert through two defenders. And great catch and everything. But, you know, Pokey is the splash player at this moment, and actually was talked a little bit about today after practice, too, by our special teams coach, Ryan Ficken. But I am kind of basing on that tight end could be that position where you might need to find more needs. And why I'm saying that is because Kellen Moore does like to put in tight ends and two tight end based schemes. So, you know, you start thinking, hey, we got, you know, Parham, we got Everett, we got McKinney, but there's kind of that fourth position that might be able to get involved. So I'm just throwing him out there as maybe a little bit of the, you know, odd choice, but it could be one of those things where if he just finds a way on special teams, he could be a guy that finds his way on this team somewhere or another. Yeah, and right now, not to muddy the waters too much, but Darius Shepard looks pretty good as a punt returner as well, too. Yeah. And Darius Davis, you know.
And Darius Davis, he was picked up to really be our punt returner, man. That guy's electric, right? Mad speed. And he plays pickleball.
Let's go.
And, you know, we got to go out there and show him how it's done. Me and you, James, let's go. Bow, bow, bow. We got him.
You look like you were spanking him in the butt with a paddle or something there.
Hey, man. We got to give him a Bolt Bros pickleball paddle. You know what I mean?
There you go, dude. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, slow feet don't eat, right? Slow feet don't eat, right, James?
That's right.
Let's go.
Oh, my gosh. Well, guys, look, tomorrow we're going to go live again. Kyle's going to be at camp. He's going to give us some copious notes. Look, throw your thoughts out as well, too. And, again, pay attention to our fantasy league as well, too. We want to do that as well with you folks. So if you guys want to be a part of it, please let us know. Put some comments down below. And then, obviously, I don't know, Kyle, what do you want? Like their emails, or what are we thinking they need to send to us as well, too?
A lot of it could be just reaching out to us on the Instagram or Twitter, either one of those things. And I'll put stuff out there for people to respond to, and we'll see what we can get. I don't know if probably do like maybe a 12-man league for each thing, because that seems to be a better thing. That I don't want to make it too deep of a league, because it's just, I don't want to have like slim pickings. Yeah, it gets too crazy at that point. So but we'll keep it cool. We'll keep it chill. And I think actually thinking about it a little bit more, I think we might want to do some kind of prize at the end too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So we'll do something for everybody. Yeah.
That's a good idea. I like that idea. Yeah. Let's do something. Let's do something like that for sure. Yeah. Maybe something from us specifically. Right. So you guys win, and we can't win it, obviously. Right. So us Boat Bros, we won't win it, but it'd be whoever's in our league. And
hey, what do you mean? I'm gonna be competing. I'm here to play, baby. Hey, what you talking about?
I don't lose. Maybe what's going on here?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They got to beat me. That's the whole thing.
It's funny. Like, that one season, I was like, I kicked ass on like fantasy leagues, and after that, I was like, I don't really care anymore. I don't know. It's really weird, but yeah. All right, I'll focus this year. I'll focus a little bit. All right. By the way, Aether. You know what? Hey, look, I just say this: 11-6, I think, is realistic. 13-4 would be epic, because I do think we could do that. I do think we could do that, folks.
That'd be a
I really do.
Season.
We just have to stay healthy, folks. Come on. Like, we just got to stay damn healthy. Yeah. And by the way, this is a really good point. We do need patches for jerseys. We need to start getting those, Kyle. So
we got them. The patches are on our store.
Are they really? Okay, good. We got patches there.
Yes,
I better buy some patches then.
Just go buy it, man. Fool.
You don't need no stinking patches.
Yeah.
For sure. Like patches?
Yeah,
actually,
we got patches. Yeah, we got patches in our store. Go to boltbros.live/merch. And it's just right there. Like it's it's a little bit down the page or whatever, but it's under accessories. It's a little pricey, but that's because it's all print on demand type stuff. So, but yeah, they exist.
Good. Okay, that's good to know. I mean, I need to put some patches on too. I mean, make some hats, put some patches right here, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, you can patch up your whole life, sucker.
I love it, dude. I'll put one in the back here as well too. No big deal. I like it. It.
Let's go. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. Right there. James just threw it out there. Boat Bros live merch. So, all right, guys. We're the Boat Bros. We're going to go live again tomorrow. So check it out. And if you guys have some thoughts, throw some comments down below. As always, love you guys. Bolt up. We're going to kick some ass this season.
And let's go.
Boat Bros, let's go.